What's up, Toxidians? Make sure you like this video and hit the subscribe button.
Subscribe.
Help us grow the toxic community, or we'll tell your baby daddies
And your baby mamas.
This podcast contains questionable advice and unsolicited opinions. If you're looking for professional guidance, please consult a therapist, not two fools who think red flags are a flex. We dissect toxic relationships and love disasters, but remember, laughing at our bad decisions doesn't mean you should repeat them. Listen at your own emotional risk.
You gotta lick it before we kick it. You gotta get it soft and wet so we can kick it.
Anoche mojé la chaira.
Asústame one time.
Previously on Toxicity.
Yeah.
So I didn't show up to study hall a couple of days, and then they called me into the office, and the principal there, Zapata, wanted to paddle me, bro. And I was like, hey, man,
Not the paddle.
my parents don't hit me, bro. You're not going to touch me, bro.
Yeah,
What's up with you?
Yeah.
So I get it, and I walk in, and she's awake. She goes, where the hell were you?
Estaba jalando.
I said, Mom, I went to South Padre Isle. What did you go do? Esa dijiste fue loco. I said, I got the job. I don't give a shit if you got the job. $1,000 a week. Ay, mi rey.
Hey, she changed the tone real quick.
Okay, this is a cool school. And they had a smoking area for the students.
Oh, shit.
So during in between classes, ahí estamos en el smoking area, cambiando toques.
De aquí soy, dijiste.
Yeah, this is it. I might graduate. You know what I mean? And so my partner would be on the radio. If anybody sees Rock out there, he's lost. He's in the crack house. He's doing this. And thinking back, my kids were going to school, and all their friends were listening to that.
Yeah.
And so they would go to school knowing that
They were doing PSAs for you to just
their friends
come back.
knew that what they were going through, their personal life.
Yeah.
And then hasta así, yo tan chingón, I expected them to bring me fucking A's. You know what I mean?
Sí. That's
the ego in me that was tearing my life apart.
Yeah.
So I had to humble myself. I had to get help.
Yeah.
And I remember I was in my garage. I was living in Fairyland, and I was living alone, and I was smoking crack there in my fucking garage, and I'd be saying, "Hombre, my kids, I fucked up with their lives. They're never gonna love me again, ever, ever."
Yeah.
And then
Dude.
Bro, pinches viejas tóxicas, güey, porque
Qué
son
viejas, el vato se lo merecía.
¿Cómo sabes
Por
tú?
puto. Ajá.
¿Cómo sabes tú que no era la
Por
hermana con la que andaba o algo?
Bro, es puto.
That's crazy. No, pero pues ya sabes, te gana el pinche coraje y haces un desmadre. I wonder if Rock's ever... Rock looks a little toxic, right?
I'm pretty
You tell
fucking
me.
sure.
Well, I've never been really the jealous type, No.
Pero alguien a ti, like, o sea,
Sí.
como una...
Pues es que yo era
¿Tóxicos
bien, when in my first marriage, I was bad, bro. You know what I mean? Estaba poreando la chingada. Una vez levanté un camarada, Santiago Bruno, que en paz descanse. Me passed away already.
Un tocayo.
And I told his wife, ahorita venimos, vamos a ir para la tienda. So it was like Friday night, 8 o'clock, and I picked him up in my Camaro, and then we took off, and but I didn't bring him back till like Monday morning, dude. You know what I mean?
El mal influencia, güey.
Yeah.
Eres el amigo tapador.
El hombre, bro, he had a white shirt with the Pillsbury Doughboy on it.
Oh, shit.
Pero cuando lo llevé para la casa estaba amarillo el pinche mono. Estaba amarillo de todo el pinche la soda y la chingada, todo ese pedo del paso y la chingada, ¿no? But at one point during the weekend, we went and we parked my car right there, and it was a Camaro that I had, man. And I parked it in front of their house while they were asleep. It was like 4 a.m. So we snuck in there. I left my car and then we took off in his, right? Mm-hmm. And then so when I go back, I need to get to work, right? And I'm no amanecido la chingada, bro. I had to be on the radio. So I get to the house, to his house, and there's a barra on my fucking steering wheel, bro.
De las llantes.
Sí, boy.
Sí.
La vieja llegaba ahí con las spares y le puso porque la ruca de mi camarada le habló, le dijo, aquí vino y dejó el pinche carro rock. Así, ahí voy para allá y le puso la pinche barra. And I was like, ¿cómo chingamos voy a ir para chécale la chica? But man, oh man, when I was doing drugs, man, I was like out of it, dude. I was uncontrollable, man. And you know, I went through some really hard times. You know, I hurt my kids a lot. You know, with my addiction and their mom as well. You know, but I decided to get into rehab, and then everything fell apart with us, and I ended up leaving, and my kids were really hurt. You know, when I did that, but I never gave up on making my amends to them. Because they weren't at fault for whatever happened between me and their mom. You know what I mean? It was just between me and their mom. I always told them it's not you guys, you know. And but my daughter took it really hard. She was like 13, and my son was like 16, 17. And one time my son told me that it's harder when the kids are older when you split up like that because they're already accustomed to the family unit. You know, as to where there's a kid that's 2 years old, they just grow into what it is. You know?
Get used to it.
Yeah, but I really, really worked real hard. I mean, even though they felt betrayed by me because I left them after they put up with all my bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, you know, at this point of my life, I have an amazing relationship with my kids. My son's 37. I just became a grandpa in October.
Yeah, congratulations, bro.
My first grandson, Roman James, and my daughter's 32, 33, and she works with me there at the company, and she's very, very good at what she does. She works with the corporate, which is out of LA, and I see her every day. You know, she comes into the booth and we have a little taco or something, and so I'm blessed, dude. You know, but it took work. You know, it didn't happen just like overnight or just by, you know, because us addicts, you know, when we get clean, we expect everybody to fucking like forgive us like that, you know, because that's the way we are. We're impulsive, you know. But it took time, you know, and I know there's a lot of guys out there or fathers that might be going through some shit, and you think that it's never going to work out with your kids ever again. It can, but it's up to you. You know, you need to stop and you need to start getting some help and then start working on rebuilding the relationships with the people that love you the most, that you hurt the most, because they were hurt when they were seeing you in the state you were in, you know. So, and I'm you know, I'm still good with their mom as well, you know. And I'm in a very good place, and I'm very, you know, I'm doing my thing.
Good for you.
And my kids are very proud of what I do, you know. And it was really tough for them because when I was going through my drug addiction, you know, I was on the radio in the mornings, and my kids were going to high school, and I'd been missing from Thursday night through Friday night. I wouldn't go to work, and then Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, I didn't show up to work in the morning. And so my partner would be on the radio. If anybody sees Rock out there, he's lost. He's in the crack house. You know, he's doing this. And thinking back, you know, my kids were going to school and all their friends were listening to that.
Yeah.
And so they would go to school knowing that they were doing
PSAs for you to just
their friends knew that what they were going through, their personal life.
Yeah.
And then hasta así, yo tan chingón, I expected them to bring me fucking A's. You know what I mean? That's the ego in me that was tearing my life apart. Yeah. You know, so I had to humble myself. I had to get help. Yeah. And I remember I was in my garage. I was living in Sherryland, and I was living alone, and I was smoking crack there in my fucking garage, and I'd be saying, "Hombre, my kids, I fucked up with their lives. They're never gonna love me again, ever, ever." Yeah. And then one day I'm laying in the couch, and I hear kids in the distance playing, right? And I just think about them, and I said, I need fucking help. So I texted my kids, I texted my mom, my brother. I said, I'm gonna go to rehab. And who do you think were the first ones that fucking answered?
Kids.
My kids.
Yeah. Wow, bro.
And my daughter says, "Thank God, Dad, we love you."
Yeah.
And I was over here thinking, you know, using them as a fucking excuse to get high.
Yeah, bro.
You know? So
that's the love of the family, you know, they're gonna ride with you, you know, and it's not always the case, but when you're blessed like that in your situation, bro, and you finally got the light on you to say, you know what, it's enough.
It takes a lot.
You know? It's good for you. How many years has it been now?
It's going to be 18 in June.
Years, bro. Congratulations.
I wrote a song called Mama's Prayers too, man. I said a little testimonial before we played with my band. Yeah. My mom, she's, you know, I had been lost from Thursday through Monday morning, and I hadn't slept. I was on drugs. I was fucking, and so I didn't want to go home. I didn't want my kids to see me, like in the state I was in. So I go to my mom's house and I knock on her door, and then she opens the door and she gives me this look like, you know, her oldest son is dying right in front of her eyes.
Damn.
And there's nothing she could do about it.
Yeah.
And so she lets me in, and I sit on the couch, and then she sat in the dining room, which is connected to the living room, and she pulled out a Bible, and she had her coffee, and she just started praying for me. And I kept thinking, that shit's never gonna work for me, man. I'm gonna die an addict.
Yeah.
And you know, lo and behold, I'm here, you know, 18 years sober, and I think a lot of her prayers and her not giving up on me had a lot to do with it.
Congratulations, bro. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So the song Mama's Prayers is like, I wrote it, and I play it, and man, I say the story, and it really hits a lot of people whenever we perform. I mean, I've seen bikers crying, bro, you know.
Hell yeah.
We all go through shit like that.
Hell yeah.
We forget about our mother's love, you know. I said, you know, to them, we could be 40 years old, but to them, we're that kid.
The babies.
You know.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean?
Hey, bro, it reminds me of a scene that I once saw. I saw in a movie. It was a father and a daughter, right? And you know, the daughter, she was 18 years old. She was dating like the stud of the school. And the dad was like, "Mija, be careful. That kid's gonna break your heart one day." You know what I'm saying? I can see it. And she was like, "Nah, ya sabes, terqueando." You know, she's just a young girl. Sure enough, you know, the guy breaks her heart, leaves her for another girl. She comes back and she's laying with her dad, tan acostados, right? And she's crying on her shoulder. And, you know, como quiera, even though she was wrong, the dad's not hard on her, like, "Hey, ya te dije." You know, he's just kind of taking it, you know, like apapachándola. And the daughter says, "Dad, why are you always right?" Right? Llorando. "Why are you always right?" In her eyes, dad's always right. He says, "Because I spent my whole life being wrong. That all I have are the lessons now to show you."
Yeah.
And that's what it reminded me of, because we all fuck up, bro. If anybody here is perfect, anybody watching is perfect, bro, nada, bro. We've all fucked up.
We're a constant work in progress.
All the time, bro.
You know, we're always learning.
Yeah.
We fail to win, you know. But, you know, if there's anybody out there dealing with shit like that, you know, there is a way to change it, but it's up to you. You know, nobody's going to change you but you. And that's what I realized, you know, because people, like when Bonnie, my ex-coworker, she was my morning show partner. She would say on the radio that, you know, Rock's out there doing cocaine. He's lost. And somebody finds him, let me know. You know?
He would go missing, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people would they would hate her for it, you know?
Yeah.
And even I was mad at her for a while, but then I realized I made her do it, you know? It was my actions that were causing her to do it, because they don't understand an addict. They don't understand us, and they'll try anything to make us stop. And if it's like exposing our shit to the whole world, so be it. You know what I mean?
Hey, bro, and another thing, it's harder for somebody who has a spotlight, right? Somebody who's a figure in the media or celebrity. Yeah. You always have a spotlight on you, but at the end of the day, you're still human, bro.
Besides that, you always got the drugs. Yeah. You know, when I used to go into a bar and I wouldn't spend a penny.
Todos te invitan.
And I went into a restaurant to eat, and I saw a friend there, ¿qué pasó? And then I walked to my car, and his truck stops, and he goes, "Hey, Rob, ven pa' acá, ¿qué pasó?" And he gives me like a big old onza, you know what I mean? Yeah. Dale gas, carnal, te saca la en el radio. Yeah. And I mean, just like that. And man, you know what? I'm going to go put this in my sock drawer, and then I'll take out a little bit. I don't have to be buying all this and that. No me la chingué en 2 días, carnal. I thought it was going to last me a week, you know, 2 weeks. Yeah. No, bro, because you know what? An addict's plans never pan out. Yeah. You know, we have this thing like, hey, today I'm only going to have 1 beer and 1.20. Yeah. You know, I'm going to have 6-pack and a 20. That's it. Sí. You what para? No, before you know it, chinga, estás 3 días, güey. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's the way we get started, is by fooling ourselves. You know, it's the addiction is very manipulative to the human mind. Yeah. And it makes you think that you're going to be able to control it. Yeah. On that song, Mama's Prayers, it said, "At times I thought I'd lose the fight. At times I thought I'd won." Because I almost lost, you know, ODing. I OD'd a couple of times, but I didn't quite go. And then when I thought I'd won was when I had gone like 2 weeks without doing it, and I was like, "Hey, la estoy controlando, carnal. You know, I can handle it." Yeah.
Which often happens, right? When somebody goes to rehab, and they kind of feel like, okay, we're good, we're out of it, and then
sometimes when we go to the gym, you know, a lot of us go to the gym trying to work out, get better. But that makes us even more, more positive about being able to control it. Because, hey, look, man, look at me.
I'm still doing it.
Con la coca no me va a ganar, you know what I mean? Y si te chinga,
Yeah.
Pero it's all a mind thing, man. And when you go to rehab, you learn more or less the triggers and all that stuff. But first and foremost, you got to let go of whatever the fuck is fucking with you. That's making you get drunk. Because sometimes it's insecurities. It's all kinds of shit. They say that the drugs and the alcohol is just a symptom of the real problem. So you figure out what that problem is. What the fuck have you been hanging on to? Well, I didn't have a dad all my life. It doesn't fucking matter. You know what? You don't have to destroy your fucking life because he wasn't there. And you can't blame anybody. We like to blame people for our drug use. Hey, nadie te está poniendo la pinche ave en la nariz, culero. Tú lo estás haciendo. Don't do it. There's this, when I go talk to drug addicts and alcoholics, I talk to them about the Alcoholics Anonymous book, right? And there's stories in there, pues son vatos locos y la chingada en la calle que I grew up with, you know what I mean? That I know. And so it says here, Bill's alcoholism came from being self-centered and selfish, right? So les digo, ¿sabes qué? Les voy a decirles que es ese jale selfish y self-centered. El Wednesday me habla un camarada, me dice, hey, Rock, el sábado voy a tener la pelea, carnal, voy a tener botella, voy a tener paso y la chingada, te vas a venir para la casa. ¿Cuándo? El sábado. Órale, Simón, hay votar. All right, Wednesday, ya tengo los planes. Saturday, I got plans. Then on Thursday, my daughter says, Dad, can you take us to the zoo on Saturday? Chinga, mamá, no puedo. Mamá, Dad's gonna be busy.
Yeah.
And all the vatos locos, they just start sinking in their chairs.
Yeah.
And I said, pero ¿sabes qué, mamá? El Sunday te llevo a ti, a tu hermanito, vamos a ver los giraffes y los lions y los tigers. Va a estar bien bonito el Sunday va a estar bien bonito, no va a llover, va a estar el sun y todo, mamá. Pero Saturday, Dad, no puede, Dad, mamá. Okay, Dad. So de voy a la pinche party, estoy poreando y todas las 2 de la mañana estamos poreando. Son las 2, bueno, si me voy a las 2:30, llego a la casa a las 3,
your mind
me
started.
roleo, de ahí despierto a las 7 y llevo los chavos para el sur. Órale, Simón, carnal. Y hay 4 in the morning, si me voy a las 4:30, llego a la casa a las 5 y a las 5 me roleo 1 hora o 2 y me levanto y llevo los chavos para el sur. Órale, Simón, carnal. 6 o'clock, bueno, si me voy a las 6:30, llego a la casa, me baño y me llevo los chavos para el sur. Órale, Simón, 9 o'clock.
Hey, you're still there.
Ya caí el pinche palo, güey.
Sí.
Dejé la chavalita sola.
Yeah.
Le digo, ¿qué me hubiera costado decirle a mi chavala? ¿Sabes qué? Que chinguen a su madre esos culeros, mamá. Vamos para el pinche zoo.
Yeah.
And then at
That's
the
tough,
end,
bro.
after I talk to them, they get in line. And these are hardcore dudes. And they come and they hug me. And they say, man, soy bien selfish, viejo carnal. And I go, oye, pues a la otra piensa diferente, carnal.
Yeah.
Just think different, way. That's all you gotta do. You know?
Hey guys, it's Amberland. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok, amber.land956, and our socials, Talk City the Podcast on Facebook and Instagram.
Rock. Growing up Mexican, bro, or in a Hispanic household, Amberland, that's crazy, right? Because
Yeah.
I think we can all relate. I know there's, Rock, I think, we got some differences in age, pero...
How old are you, bro?
Growing up, how old do you think I am? Tírate un guess.
35? 30?
That's a good guess. 40.
40? Órale,
Yeah.
35, 40. Hey,
Sí,
tú,
sí,
Amberland?
I'm 28.
I know it's
Yeah.
it's
una
not
bebita.
respectful to ask a girl
No.
for the age.
I'm off for it.
28.
I'm 28.
Son
So
bebita.
you're how much older than Amberland?
Son 11 años, ¿no?
12 years? 12
12?
years? Yeah.
Me and my wife were 17 years apart.
Wow.
Yeah, I met her when she was going to be 22.
Yeah.
And I met her October, and she was 21, and then she turned 22 in December. I was 38, and I turned 39 in December 28. So our birthdays are 2 days apart.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're both Capricorns.
Sí.
Damn.
And boy, man, we've been together 20 years.
Damn.
And we're inseparable, bro. It's like we're best friends.
Yeah.
We feed off each other's energy.
Es que como ella, cuando la conocí, she would tell me, like, I don't like guys my age. She's like, I don't older guys, porque los chavalillos estaban todos
Los
pendejillos.
pendejillos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Están, son.
Well, no, that's what's happening. A lot of young women like older men because they're already kind of stable. You know what I mean? And pues cuando estamos chavalos en los 20s, vatos, los de
Cagando
madre,
palo
carnal,
todavía, yeah.
andamos tratando de conquistar donde quiera, ya sabes.
Yeah.
Y pues, if you want stability and
Yeah.
And there's women that like to go out a lot. My wife's never been like that. You know, she's never been like, hey, I'm gonna go with my friends. Or it's just me, her, and our dogs. I mean, since she was young, you know, you would think that. But we used to go out, you know, when she was in her 20s and I was 40, 41, 40. But then I started the band and all that. So, but I remember when we were dating, I told her, I asked her, she came to my house in Fairland, and I asked her, are you sure you want to have a relationship with me? She goes, yes. I said, well, you need to understand my job is like, it's crazy, you know. And sometimes I do things on the radio, like interview strippers and do all kinds of stuff. And I get a little, you know, like it's all just for the show.
You got to be thick-skinned.
I want to come home and just relax, you know. And she goes, no, I understand that. And I go, yeah, I know you understand, but you're gonna have other women that hear me and find out that you're my wife and tell you, I can't believe he did that. You know. And she goes, well, but my wife, she gets it, and she's amazing. I mean,
it's part of the gig.
Yeah,
you know?
dude. Yeah. And so, you know, it's crazy because I just became a grandfather in October. And right away comenzó a hacer cuentas, carnal. Okay, my grandson, by the time he's 20, I'll be 78. Like, holy shit. But I'm planning to be in good shape if nothing happens, you know, like, and you know, I'm looking forward to it, man. My grandson and stuff.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. Oye, so, a ver, growing up Mexican, bro. Mira, yo me acuerdo chingo cosas, ¿verdad? Porque la vida es diferente, right? Like, la vida era diferente, especialmente when I grew up. Por ejemplo, mi mamá guardaba los pinches vasitos del mole. You know, the little glass. Every time she made a mole, boom, rinse it, y ese era el vaso nuevo.
With the rooster on it?
Sí, el pinche gallito. Y ese era el vaso nuevo.
El vaso de agua.
You know what I mean? O los pinches la mantequilla, that was Tupperware. You know what I mean? ¿Tú qué te acuerdas from growing up?
My grandma's house, man. My grandfather used to hate me. I was a chavalo, and the first thing we'd all do, all the grandsons and all the grandkids, when we'd go to my grandma's house, was open the fridge, bro.
Sí. A checar a ver qué había.
And even if we had just eaten, you know, ¿tienes hambre, mijito? Sí, grandma. And my mom would say, les acabo de dar de comer. She's gonna think that you're not, que los tengo hambriados.
Sí.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
era maña, no nomás.
Era maña.
And my grandfather, it was every Saturday night, you know, I'd spend the weekend at my grandma's house. My grandfather was the one that would go. My grandmother never stepped into a grocery store, dude. And my grandfather did all the grocery shopping and the driving and paying the bills and all that. My grandma was just
cuidaba la casa.
Cuidaba la casa.
Sí.
And
esté la comida lista, todo.
So Saturday salía mi abuelo del trabajo. He worked with B.D. Holt, the Caterpillar company. And he'd go to Salinas Grocery Mercedes, and he'd bring the same chips every time. And then he'd bring mayonnaise, and the mayonnaise with lemon in it. I was like, why are you bringing this mayonnaise? And Tang, you know?
Yeah.
So every meal we had was Tang, you know? Can we have like Coca-Cola? Or can we...
Pero era porque tenía que ser un chingo, no hacían una jarrona de Tang.
El pinche Tang.
Para todos.
Estaba hasta acá con el pinche Tang.
Yo igual, pero con el Kool-Aid. Una jarrota de Kool-Aid.
Oye, los que rompían el Kool-Aid y metían la lengua.
Sabía con madre, a mí me gustaba.
Antes metían el dedo así, todo el purple.
Antes del Tajín había pinche Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah, before Tajín happened.
And then all this fucking toxic shit they'd buy at that they had at the little stores, right? At the candy stores.
Sí.
Like they used to sell this little pipe, and you'd put like gum on it, and you'd blow on it. Y se hacía un pinche globo, un chingo de different toxic colors.
Yeah.
Y nosotros todos tóxicos ahí, carnal. They used to sell
cigarrito.
Or what about that little bottle of wax that you would get and you squeeze the juice out?
Liquid.
Yeah. Or the harmonica from fucking Halloween. It was like an orange colored harmonica, and you'd cut the
little tip
cord
out.
Yeah.
Quién sabe qué chingados nos tragábamos, pero hey, they were good as shit, right?
Oh, yeah, bro.
Sabrositos el mazapán.
Dude, los pinches dulces namos eléctricos con el pinche azúcar, carnal. Oh, man. And my dad, dude, ese vato, he would buy like cornflakes.
Like the ones without sugar.
Original cornflakes.
Con el pinche gallo, carnal.
Dude.
Los que daban en el WIC.
Yeah, and it was post-toasties, right? Post-toasties, cornflakes or whatever. Y pues a todos le dijimos, ¿qué vas a querer? Voy para el H-E-B. Tráeme unos post-toastes. And then they bring some certain, and esos postostes, no,
Oye,
what postostes?
Le decían porque decía Post, la marca. ¿O
Yeah,
qué?
post toasties.
Sí.
So we called all the cereals postostes, right? You know. So my dad would buy the fucking cornflakes, and he'd buy them purposely because if he bought Sugar Smacks or Apple
Se las
Jacks,
acabaron.
en un pinche día nos
Sentadas.
chingamos todo el
Todos.
pinche pedo, carnal.
¿Cuántos eran?
Le dije, Dad, why are you always buying these fucking cornflakes? They don't have no sugar. Pa' que duren. Pa' que duren. So then we'd make a bowl and we'd put cornflakes, milk.
chingo de azúcar.
Y chingo de sugar, güey. Y de ahí se acababa el pinche y se quedaba una pile de
Sí.
pink sugar y nomás.
Sí, y al último te estás chingando la pura azúcar.
La leche bien salada.
That's funny, bro. No, hombre, yo iba y mi dad, güey, íbamos en el shopping y mi dad se comía las uvas, güey. O sea, agarraba un ramo de uvas and he'd be like eating
While you're
them
shopping.
as we're shopping.
Yeah.
O los pinches almonds que estaban ahí sueltos y ya no, pues no los pagaba. Ya.
Oye, carnal, deja tú. Cuando se venía un pinche freeze, güey, salía para afuera de la casa de mi abuelita y estaba la pinche, la oreja de elefante y los tulipanes, así. Pero estaba bien tapadita la mata de chile, carnal. La mata de chile que no le pase nada, carnal. El chile piquín, carnal.
Tenía sábana.
I'd walk into my grandma's house and she'd be making homemade chile. Dude, she fucking made some bread. She'd put little like tomato and little oil and put the chile piquín. And one time I walk in and I'm like, the fucking smoke from like the steam from the fucking chile she was making. Like,
Sí, güey, no me ahogaba toda la pinche casa. Ey, pero la grandma no se ahogaba, güey.
No,
O sea, todos los que entraban ahí
Esa-
se ahogaban, pero la grandma estaba como si nada.
no, esa tenía una tolerancia con madre.
You become immune. You become immune to that
Yeah,
shit.
esa no necesitaba vaccine, bro. Fuck no. Shit, yeah.
Hey, Amberland, did you get to experience? I mean, Rock, because he was in radio by then, pero yo cuando estaba chavalío, I would listen to Midnight Magic. You remember Midnight Magic? It was in another station, pero era a las midnight, güey, pinches puras canciones acá
remember that
cachondas,
shit
you know.
too.
Hey, I want to dedicate to my baby girl.
Baby, baby, I know. Baby, I love you so. But you don't care about me.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta twist it.
Sí, viene enamoradillo el vato.
Keep sweat, vato.
Pero mira, what I remember the most out of that, bro, es que tenía que grabar. Si yo quería la rola, I had to record it on a cassette.
Oh, yeah.
Play, record, boom. Y estaba todo el pinche rato ahí por horas waiting for my song to come out. You know, I remember those days, bro. Y luego ya, when you would get tired of it, you would record over it, right? You would use the same cassette. Did you get to experience that or no?
Yeah, well, no, not the cassette. I was more of the era where you
Ya
would
había
like for the
CDs.
voice. No. For me, for the voicemail,
Oh.
it's like, hey, shh, cállate, voy a grabar, so that whenever I don't answer you, the song comes out. But
Sí.
I recorded it.
¿Y
But no, I didn't go through
decía?
that.
Hey, ¿qué decía tu voicemail? A ver, cuando te hablaban, ¿qué decía?
It's like, hello. Psych.
yeah,
And then we go to the voicemail.
I used to hate when they would put a fucking song on the voicemail because I'd have to wait like 2 minutes para
To
dejar el
leave the
pinche message.
voicemail. Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Sí.
Yeah.
Dejaban la rola y luego, hey, baby girl, I can't answer. Can't get to the phone right now.
Bro.
But I'll hit you back.
No, hombre, ahora chinga el voicemail. The voicemail is full. Who the fuck checks your voicemail?
Ya no existe,
for
bro. Ya no
real.
existe. Ya nomás, hey.
Mandas un pinche audio. ¿Por qué chingas no contestas?
You know what I hate? Like right now, I get voicemails, and then you go to the voicemail on Apple phones, right? And
Oh, it texts.
it'll tell you
Yeah.
what it says, right?
Yeah.
But I hate it when the fucking phone updates, vato. It's like going to HEB and they changed everything around, dude. Like, what the fuck? Wasn't the bread here?
El pinche tomate.
Hey, cada rato chinga esa madre de they wants to update, bro.
yeah.
Estás ahí, update. Lo acabo de hacer update, vato. Déjenme en paz.
Yeah, madre, cana. Hey, so what's after the phone, the cell phone, man?
Pa' la chingada.
What's,
No.
I mean, nothing lasts forever, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So what's next? You know,
Elon Musk is thinking about it.
Elon Musk.
the Neuralink. Would you do the Neuralink, bro? Would you put that Neuralink in?
What
your-
is it? It's a chip.
They put it. Yeah, they put like a
Yeah.
chip. Like it's like a circle. It's like a quarter.
Okay.
And they put it right here, and you're able to just think of what you want your phone to do, and it'll do it.
Shit,
Or a computer. You got a laptop. You could do it. You
Yeah.
have this quadriplegic that's got
Yeah.
one. And he
Yeah.
can't use his arms or legs,
Oh, shit.
but he can do whatever. He can, type. He can do whatever he wants on
That's
the.
crazy.
Yeah.
I fucking do it, bro.
Yo también, bro.
Fuck it, bro. Pero si hacía otras chingaderas, güey, que no
Yeah.
esa madre, bro.
He can be, pero, I mean, that's crazy,
Bro, I mean-
do you know who Ray Kurzweil is?
No.
He's the guy that created speech to text. Like, you know, when you talk to your phone and it's texting.
Yeah, and
He created that shit, right?
Oh, okay.
So he predicted that humans will become immortal by 2030, 2031, because they're going to create these nanobots. And the nanobots are going to be so tiny that they're going to put them in the bloodstream. And then if anything comes around that's foreign in your body, they'll go straight there and destroy it.
It'll like suck it up or something.
And kill it.
What's up, party people? TikToxic956 here. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok, TikToxic956. And follow our socials on Instagram and Facebook, Talk City the Podcast.
Hey, Rock.
Yeah.
Man, bro, it's been good. Thank you so much for
where are my headphones?
coming on board, brother. Póntelos pa que me oigas.
There you go, bro. I don't want you to have to scream,
Man, bro. We appreciate you.
Thank you for being here. Yeah.
We know you're a real busy man with Whiskey D, with 2 podcasts on the air, remotes, y todo lo demás.
Doing the comedy thing and the radio.
When's your next gig with Whiskey D?
Well, coming up, we've got a gig this Saturday, and it's happening at Eagle Pass, and it's the first time that we're gonna perform with the Crazy Pimps, which is the band I recorded
with the Bronco song.
So it's the first time we're gonna perform it together at Eagle Pass. So a lot of people message me and tell me, "Hey man, we see the Crazy Pimps and they do the Broncos 956 song, but it's not the same without you." And I'm like, "Well, we're gonna do it this time." And, and then the dancers are their roadies, so they come on stage and they dance all crazy and shit. So we're gonna have fun. Eagle Pass, Texas. Roadies Country Fried Chicken. Roadies Playland. It's right by Kickapoo Casino on Indio Highway, right before you get to the entrance. So if you're from that area or you're close by, Crystal City, you know, Carrizo Springs, go on by, man. Vamos a tener un poriazo ahí and Roadies, and it'll be Whiskey D along with none other than the Crazy Pimps, and we're going to do that song together. And then también we're trying to negotiate with el Bronco 956. De repente llega ahí también para que le haga Bronco.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell
yeah.
And then obviously tune in. We want to invite all our Toxidians to tune in to PVT.
Yeah. Every Tuesday night I'll put an interview. And I put clips on Monday, and then on Tuesday nights I'll do a one-on-one interview sometimes, and then on Wednesday night that's when we're on all the time. And I bring in guests, Chris Perez, and I mean people from the music industry. And it's not just Tejano; it's country, comedians, wrestlers. I mean, everybody. A little
bit of everything.
Yeah, they all come. People of interest, man. Everybody's got stories.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
So so that's what we do. And then I'm on the radio on Q94.5 All Rock all the time, every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 noon. And then I'm in El Paso from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. as well, playing classic rock on 92.3 The Fox. So
Mr. Rock and Roll James, guys.
That's what's up. Hey, we want to end with this, Rock. We want to thank you for coming up. You're our first guest, so we have a proposal for you.
I've been baptized.
Yes.
We have a proposal. You popped our podcast guest cherry today.
Woo,
we can't thank you enough, but we're going to end with this. We'd like for you to be the Talk City Padrino officially.
Yeah.
You're down?
Yes, I'm
down.
He accepts, guys.
So we have a little something for you. Here you go, Amberland. You want to pass it over?
Of course, here you are.
We got
a little something.
I want to thank all my friends.
That's right.
Que lo abre.
Thank you for
Mordida.
giving me an offer I can't refuse. Hey, have y'all seen The Godfather? That's a good
Yeah, hell yeah.
Órale, mira.
Ahí está, papá.
Padrino Rock and Roll James.
Yeah.
Talks City. Sústame one time.
Yeah.
Órale, aquí llevo el cafecito,
Nomás
papá.
un vasito,
Sústame.
sí.
Para que se quede bien calientito.
Nomás,
Protein drink, papá.
Just don't spike that baby.
El smoothie. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate the gift, man. And ya sabes. And I got to invite you guys onto my show.
Hell yeah.
You all have a lot of fun, and you'll meet my wife and my sidekicks, Jax or Jazz. So we have a lot of fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to support all the podcasts, man, that you follow and share them with people. Put them on your social media and invite people to like, subscribe, and share, and keep that party going, man. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.